Okay. We have to do this. We have to see for ourselves.
I remember when I first opened my eyes and found myself here. An infinite black void. All that stared back at me was cold seawater and endless bits and bobs from the surface which gluttony had swallowed, as well as a red core. At first, I used my abilities to try every possible method of escape. I tried shooting bubbles at the core. I tried using my kotodama. None of it worked. Gluttony was different than ordinary raptures. It was moving by primal instinct alone. The result was that my kotodama had no effect on it. Gluttony seemed to prioritize its urge to consume above all other instincts. When I'd exhausted all possible means of escape, I started to become afraid. Was I going to die in this place? Once I was digested, what kind of attack would gluttony unleash on the outside world? What would happen if gluttony found out about the nature of my bubbles? Was I doomed to fail once again? Without achieving anything? It was at that moment that I remembered a promise I'd once made to a few friends. She told me that from now on, our story was no longer one of failure, but a fairy tale, one with a happy ending. I became determined not to give up. My friends were surely out there, trying their best in order to keep that promise too. I couldn't give up. I had to struggle with all my might. In order to keep myself alive, I had to create more bubbles. I expanded the protective bubble around myself in order not to be detected by gluttony's core. I gathered surrounding remnants from the surface and created a space where I could live. I crafted a tree out of bubbles, fabricated a bubble workshop, and built all the places where I lived with you guys. I also made dolls that resembled my friends and launched them up to the surface. I hoped that someday, perhaps my friends would encounter these doppelgangers and come looking for me. I continued making the bubbles and launching them up to the surface again and again. I did this. I waited for a long time. At times, the loneliness was excruciating. I considered giving up more than once, but even in the deepest depths of my despair, my longing to see my friends trumped all else. I wanted to uphold the promise I made on that day, and so I strengthened my resolve countless times and pushed on. Then you guys came, swallowed whole by gluttony. I was terribly worried for you all, but paradoxically, I was also ecstatic to finally have company. During my time alone, I had learned how to control my kotodama, and being able to talk, laugh, and live with you all filled me with ineffable joy. That's how much you all mean to me. Your presence here was a gift. I'm so glad I was able to meet you all. I'm not afraid of the end anymore. I'm no longer scared. I'm no longer lonely. So don't blame yourselves and live well.
Siren!
Mori opens her eyes. Mana?
What?
It's Mana. Above Mori is the ceiling of what appears to be a medical room.
Are you awake?
Who?
Nice to meet you. I'm Mana of the MMR squad.
Mana, please.
Are you Mori from the incubator squad?
Yes.
I see.
Where am I?
This is Reclamation Site 01. It's the first area on the surface that we've successfully reclaimed. Have you heard of it?
I have, but what am I doing here?
Once we were out of danger, Wardress brought you back here.
Are Mihara and Uni?
They're outside. Would you like to go meet them?
Yes.
Oh.
Mori.
It's kind of... Oh. They're in Reclamation Site 01. Oh, the commander is outside dealing with Levy, so it should be fine. But it's unnerving to think what would happen if they see each other.
Mihara, what happened to Gluttony? Where's Siren?
Gluttony left.
No. Is there any way we can follow it? We need to go save Siren!
It's possible for us to track it, but
Then let's go. We have to hurry before it gets too far.
we can't do that.
What?
We can't go.
Do you hear what you're saying? Don't you want to save Siren?
Of course I do, but tracking Gluttony is impossible.
Why not?
Mori, do you know what kind of rapture Gluttony is?
No, I don't. And I don't care. Besides,
No, this is something you need to know. Siren risked her life to save your own. I can't let you go rushing headlong into danger without knowing anything, even if it is because you want to save her. If you end up throwing your life away recklessly, all of Siren's sacrifices will be in vain. Gluttony appeared during the first Rapture invasion, a Tyrant-class Rapture. After humanity went into the Ark, it rarely showed up, and so the only information we have on it is from old records. It consumed an ICBM intended to destroy the lift, then expelled all that energy back at the launch site, and utterly decimated it. From that point on, humanity stopped using large-scale armaments against Rapture facilities. That's probably why Siren insisted on staying behind. If Gluttony digests the AA pillar, and the energy contained within it, this entire region would be wiped off the map.
is it really that dangerous?
Yes, it is. It's a miracle that we were able to get out of that thing alive. And here you are, wanting to rush back towards it. Are you sure you can do that? You're afraid of fighting run-of-the-mill ordinary raptures. When you stand in front of Gluttony, are you sure you won't lose your nerve? Besides, this isn't a problem which can be solved with willpower alone. Even if you are willing to risk your life, you most likely won't be able to make a dent in that beast. You'd be throwing your life away. I understand that it's a bitter pill to swallow, but there are some things which we are powerless to change. This is one of them. You can't do this, Mori. You must give it up. The best thing for us to do now is rest. In the meantime, we can take our time to mull this over. Let's go,
I'm not stupid. I know that. I know that if I go out there, I'm signing my own death warrant, that I might die without being able to do anything. Especially since we're talking about me. Someone who's afraid of even regular raptures. I realize I'd be powerless against something like Gluttony. You're right. The right thing for a weak NIKKE from the incubator squad to do is give up. But I can't. I can't get it out of my head. I can't abandon her. She was the first person who told me she was glad I was alive. Even if I get chewed up, melted into a puddle, whatever it is, I want to go save her. I can't live knowing that she gave up her life for mine. So,
Mori kneels in front of Mihara and Uni.
Mori.
please, just this once, could you help me? I know what I did to you is unforgivable. I know how shameless this request is. I'm perfectly aware that I should be asking for forgiveness instead of a favor. So I'll do anything. If you go with me, I will do anything. I put my life entirely in your hands. If you tell me to submit a false report, I'll do it. I will give you anything and everything I have. You give the order, any order, and I'll obey. If you want me to die in your place, I'm willing to do it any time. So please, help me. Just this once. I don't have any special skills or connections. All I can do is beg. So here I am, on my knees, begging you to help me chase after Gluttony. Please.
I knew this would happen. Once someone has been shown love, they'll never give up.
Mihara and Uni looks at Mori.
Such affection. Such sorrow. I suppose we don't have much choice, do we? If you're that determined, Mori, Let's go save Siren.
Mihara.
But we can't rush in without a plan.
We can't understand Yuri, but I could almost hear her saying, "We what? The fuck you mean?"
Before we make our move, we need to find a clue as to how to take down Gluttony. If we don't do that, then this isn't a rescue operation, but a suicide mission. Understand?
I understand.
All right then. Let's go see what we can find out.
Borrowed wisdom. Temporary operation room in Reclamation Site 01.
So that's why you came to see me?
Yes, we came seeking whatever knowledge you have on Gluttony.
I already provided you with all the basic information about Gluttony.
Indeed, and we thank you for that.
So what more do you need to know?
Are you aware of there being any way to take it down?
Gluttony, you mean?
Yeah, I figured with you being the way you are, you'd have considered potential ways to eliminate it.
Me? Why would you think that?
When we were swallowed by Gluttony, I heard you say to us, "Get away from there immediately." Isn't that because you were in the middle of dropping the AA pillar?
How did you know that?
We saw the AA pillar inside Gluttony's stomach.
The AA pillar is still inside Gluttony?
Yes, in order to prevent that energy from being absorbed, a NIKKE who saved our lives is still inside Gluttony. So, in order to rescue her, we need a way to subdue Gluttony, even if it's only momentarily. Is there any way to make that happen?
The fact that you all came back alive after being consumed by Gluttony is surprising enough. Now I'm being told there's still someone inside? Is she a pilgrim?
Yes.
We're not sure, but most likely, yes.
That at least increases our chances of a successful rescue. We're conducting joint research into this incident along with the central government. So, I'm not at liberty to act on my own and divulge information.
I see.
What I can do for you is introduce you to someone else who could help. Would that be all right?
Who would that be?
Hello. Since this is my first operation with Wardress, allow me to introduce myself.
Oh, Shifty! Hello!
I'm Shifty, an operator from the Central Government's Intelligence Division. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Shifty.
I'm seeing a few faces that don't belong to Wardress, at least according to the database.
Oof. Oof.
Since you mentioned this operation involves a few secret agents, I won't ask any questions.
That's very considerate of you.
Mana briefed me on the situation. You all escaped from inside Gluttony, and now you're planning to track it down in order to rescue the pilgrim that's still inside. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Is there any way we could receive support from the central government?
That would be somewhat difficult. Unless Gluttony poses a direct threat to the central government, they've decided not to actively pursue it.
So you mean they're just leaving it alone?
I figured that's the conclusion they'd reach.
May I ask why they decided on that course of action?
Probably because they haven't found a way to eliminate it yet.
You think so?
Of course. After it swallowed the AA pillar like it was nothing, we've been at a loss as to how to take it down as well. We haven't come up with any definite way to destroy Gluttony. At least, not at the moment.
We did think of attempting an extermination operation by deploying an elite combat squad from the Ark, the counter squad. However, given that the Ark has recently suffered a large-scale attack, it was decided that reinforcing the Ark's defenses was our top priority. As far as I know, our current strategy is to refrain from proactive engagement.
I see. I suppose that means we don't know of any way to restrain Gluttony either.
Siren.
Actually, that's not entirely true. It's far from exact, but...
There's a way?
Well...
We have found a way to damage it. The only thing is that the method is rather extreme, and it requires a big sacrifice. As such, we've designated it as unviable.
When you say sacrifice, what do you mean?
Yeah. What kind of sacrifice?
Someone has to enter through Gluttony's mouth and plant this onto its core.
Mana takes out a glass container filled with crystals and batteries. They're gonna make the crystals consume Gluttony.
Are those crystals?
E2 crystals, to be precise. Harvested from the crystal region.
Yes. But if it consumes Gluttony, wouldn't that make E2 crystals, which is a different threat altogether?
They have a unique property where they absorb electrical energy upon contact. They then continue to expand until all energy is depleted. They are dangerous to NIKKEs as well as raptures. Unless sealed within glass, like so, it will instantly consume anything it touches.
If we're able to plant that onto Gluttony's core...
Yes, no matter how adept that creature is at absorbing and discharging energy, there would be no way for it to counteract a parasitic organism attached directly to its own core. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, I'm positive this could take it down.
Then what are we waiting for?
Gluttony isn't simply going to sit still and let us plant this on it.
That's why this method was deemed infeasible.
Precisely. There had never been a recorded case of anyone escaping from Gluttony after being consumed by it.
Until now.
But then you guys showed up. You all came shooting back up out of Gluttony like some kind of miracle.
But that's all it is. A miraculous fluke, yes, but a fluke nonetheless. If you were to go back inside, the chances of coming out alive are still close to 0. Even with that pilgrim still being inside the beast, if something were to go wrong during your attempted entry, we would have no safeguards in place to respond to such a situation.
Right. If its mouth closes before you're all the way inside, or if the silver liquid touches you, you'd melt instantly.
I'll do it.
This isn't a decision you should make lightly.
I'm not making it lightly. I told you, it doesn't matter what happens to me. I want to save her, so I'll do it.
Mori.
I can do it.
All right.
In that case, there are 2 remaining uncertainties. A method to lure Gluttony, and a way to keep its mouth open and hold it in place.
Oh, the wardress can do that. Easy peasy.
If we can find answers to those 2 quandaries, it'd go a long way to ensuring the operation is successful.
A way to hold it in place.
You don't have any ideas at all?
No, we haven't come up with a solution for that yet. That's another reason why this operation was never attempted.
I see.
Okay. That should be enough information to go on.
Does that mean...
Yes. Let's go save Siren. Thank you both for your help. We will think of the rest ourselves.
Understood.
Uni is oddly quiet this whole time. Reclamation Site 01, indoors.
How in the world can we hold Gluttony in place?
Mori, I've been thinking.
Yeah?
Remember how you told us you were willing to do anything?
Yes. I'll do anything you tell me to. Just say the word.
Then, could you perhaps lend me your phone for a moment?
Huh? My phone?
Yeah, I need it.
That's it? Why do you make it sound so serious? I was bracing myself for something big.
Sorry, you seemed awfully tense, so I wanted to lighten the mood. Don't you feel a bit more relaxed now?
Yeah, sure. I'm positively stress-free. Anyway, here.
Mori hands over her cell phone to Mihara. She's gonna text Jian. Fuck you, bitch.
What do you need it for anyway? I really don't know anyone who could help us.
There's someone. Someone very powerful.
I know someone like that?
You certainly do. She sent you to us.
Hold on. Are you?
I'm going to contact her. Is that okay?
Yes. It's okay. You don't have to keep asking for my permission. I told you. I'm willing to go through anything and everything. So hurry up and do it.
Thanks, Mori. I'll be right back.
You're not doing it here?
I think I'll need a little privacy for our conversation. Uni, will you stay with Mori for a moment? It won't take long. What's wrong, Uni? Do Do you not want me to go? I'm sorry, but I really must go. I have something to discuss with this individual. I think they may have a solution to our problem. They should know a way for us to keep gluttony momentarily in check. Or, in other words, a perfect way for me to utilize my power. So, please, could you stay with Mori for a moment?
Mihara stands up.
I'll be right back.
Mihara walks outside, leaving Uni behind. She's so sad. For some reason, Uni can't fully explain. She feels nervous. Mihara seems to have come to some momentous decision, and the fact that Uni doesn't know what it is or how to stop it terrifies her.
Are you okay, Uni?
Uni turns around and glares at Mori. She never liked Mori.
Uni?
Staring at the one she believes is the cause of all this, Uni's overcome by an inexplicable... Uh-oh! Mihara? I think you need to go back inside. Mihara walks down the hallway, gripping Mori's phone.
Maybe contacting this person isn't the right choice. I need to settle this once and for all. Even if only for Uni's sake. I can't keep living in the dark, constantly under threat. I can't protect anyone like this. I can't save anyone. I can't achieve anything. It'll end up just like before. I'll only end up full of sorrow. I need power. I need to get stronger. Let's do this.
Mihara unlocks Mori's phone to make the call.
A message.
Mihara opens Mori's blah blah app. Okay, here we go. I did hurt my head. She did. Oh, this brings a very new concept. Because of the mind wipe, she's unsure if she has talked to Jian before.
Well, hello there. Can you hear me?
Oh, this... This is such a good BGM though. This is like a very sophisticated lilt to the usual Siuwen BGM. Ah, it's so good! Fuck you! Why do you have good BGM?
Yes, I can hear you.
I believe we haven't had the pleasure.
That's right. Nice to meet you.
Wow, you really don't remember? I guess your last memory wipe was the one that finally stuck.
Oh, is that so?
I figured since you were hanging out with Uni with an explosive collar of your own strapped on, you must have retained some of your old memories, but apparently not. What a shame.
Yes, it would have been nice if I remembered. Then I would have known about you much earlier.
Aw, how nice of you. However, I don't see Mori. You didn't off her, did you?
She's such a nice kid. How could I kill her? She's somewhere safe, resting.
Ah, I see. If she isn't dead, why isn't she the one contacting me? Apparently she's not as afraid of being disposed of as I thought.
What did you say?
Didn't she tell you? If she doesn't report back with her findings on my little experiment, she's headed for the scrap heap. I assumed you knew everything since you're contacting me on her phone. Looks like I was wrong again.
This is my first time hearing all this.
Well then, this is quite a pickle. I'm rather curious to hear about the outcome of the experiment. Perhaps I should ask you how it went?
Fucking asshole!
If I tell you, what's in it for me?
Look at the little negotiator. You're a cheeky one. What do you want?
It's a big ask. Is that okay?
Hearing you out doesn't cost me anything.
All right, then I'll get to it. Stop this calling signal experiment on Uni.
I'd rather not.
Stop meddling in Mori's life and spare her.
I'll consider it.
And one more thing.
More? Aren't you the greedy one?
Help me become stronger. That's everything.
Oh, now that's an interesting proposal. But it's a rather steep price to pay simply to satisfy my own curiosity. I could cherry-pick any test subject I wanted from the ones up for disposal. Why should I go through all this trouble of dealing with you instead?
How about this? I'll be the one to undergo the experiment.
No, Viara! Please, no.
Not Uni.
No! No! No, please!
Does that sweeten the deal?
Do you even know what kind of experiments I'm conducting?
You're inserting a rapture core inside a NIKKE. Isn't that it?
Oh,
Siren saw it.
What'd you say?
There are 2 cores inside Uni.
2 cores? What are you talking about? How do you know that?
When you were all falling, do you remember how I caught you with my bubbles?
Yes.
When someone enters my bubble, I can learn a lot about them. That's how I found out. Uni was used as a test subject and fused with a rapture. She now carries 2 cores inside her.
And are you saying one of those cores is...
Yes. I believe it belonged to a rapture.
a rapture core? So that's why she reacted the way she did to the calling signal.
I believe that is the reason why. Yes, right now, at least, the NIKKE core is dominant. That allows for Uni's consciousness to maintain control over her body. But hearing the calling signal seems to activate the rapture core. Continual exposure to it could cause the rapture instincts to take her over completely. For someone like Uni, whose external body has been fused with a rapture, her identity as a NIKKE could become even more unstable.
This is a lot to take in. This is a fucking lot to take in.
You must be careful.
I'll keep that in mind. Judging by your expression, I'd say I'm on the mark.
You're something else. You know that? How did you know?
Sorry, it's a secret.
Come now, give me just a little tease.
Do we have a deal or what?
Well, it is an enticing proposal. All of my previous test subjects were NIKKEs about to be scrapped. With you, I'd have a chance to implant a rapture core into someone special. A NIKKE who was handcrafted by my adorable little sister, piece by piece.
It's so disgusting! It's so disgusting hearing you! I feel nothing but hate and fucking anger and disgust!
Uni's external body had already been fused with rapture parts, so it was already an alternative experiment in many ways. When the Mantis Squad was corrupted, I wondered if I could potentially find a use for them. But then, much to my disappointment, they were healed. After Uni, I didn't expect another opportunity like this to come along.
I'm glad that you're satisfied.
I certainly am. I had no idea such interesting NIKKEs existed. I feel like I've been missing out. If I'd known about you earlier, I would have taken you in back when you got shot in the head.
Fucking Christ, man!
If you'd done that, then this moment wouldn't be possible, would it?
Fair point. So what is it that you're really after? Why are you so willing to subject your body to my experiments? You had 3 requests. Is that really everything?
Yes, that's everything.
Now that I think about it, your requests seem rather modest. Why do you want to become stronger? Do you find you're somehow lacking when it comes to eliminating raptures?
I want to take down gluttony.
Ah, gluttony! Yes, that would be an impossible task in your current state. It is officially classified as a tyrant class, but in actuality it's far beyond that. There's a reason it's named after a cardinal sin. But didn't you receive a new body recently?
Yes, but I lack the ability to fully utilize its power.
In other words, you lack talent.
I figured if anyone would have a solution, it would be you.
You figured right. If you undergo the same experiment Uni did, you will definitely become stronger. So that problem will resolve itself automatically. However, that means one of your wishes would have been granted without any real input from me. In that case, we'll say that I owe you one. You can come to me with a request later, and I'll grant it.
Wow, aren't you a fucking generous little bitch, aren't you? You just fucking cussed me. I fucking hate you with my entire being.
Thank you.
No need to thank me. You, of all people, should know that implanting a rapture core onto a living NIKKE is akin to a death sentence. If you want to back out, now's your last chance.
She wouldn't. She'll never do that.
I've already gone through 2 memory wipes, and I'm walking around with a bomb strapped to my neck. I'm getting used to living life on the edge.
That may be so, but carrying 2 cores around is a different kind of thrill altogether.
It's no different from the pain I've had to endure up to this point.
Alright, fine. If that's what you really want, I'll stop playing around with the calling signal. I'll also give you what you want when it comes to that incubator friend of yours. As for the strength you desire, I will put it within your grasp.
Thank you.
But I get something in return. You're now my test subject for life. I get to do whatever I want to you, and you're expected to grin and bear it.
Mihara! Please, Mihara, please!
Got that?
Yes. Understood.
Good. I think you're officially fit for my experimenting table.
No. Oh god, I'm going crazy. I'm going fucking crazy. Oh!
I hate her. She's been following us ever since we left the Ark.
Our floors!
There's so much terror in her eyes, and yet she still came here with the intent of ruining me and Mihara. She activated that calling signal and made me suffer. She almost got Mihara killed. If Siren wasn't there, I would have killed Mihara with my own hands. I'll never forgive her for that.
Ah, god, hearing her voice is...
Uni?
Ori steps back. She's so mad. Oh, girl, you better! Yuri walks towards Mori.
This girl tried to put Mihara in danger. She's put strange thoughts into Mihara's mind. She's put Mihara in danger. I can't forgive her.
Uh-oh.
I won't forgive her.
Stay back, Uni.
Bitch! I'm sorry, but... yeah. It is a long time coming. She would be angry, obviously. Uni reaches out and grabs Mori's neck.
I must kill her.
God, Ozen looking ass!
She put Mihara in danger. She's trying to kill Mihara. She killed Mihara. She's the most despicable thing there is. She's like me.
Uni's eyes started to glow red.
Uni! I'm sorry.
Tears start to flow from Mori's eyes.
I know you won't forgive me.
Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
Oh my god.
I know I don't deserve forgiveness.
I said I don't want to hear it.
But you have to let me save Siren. Once I've saved her, then you can kill me.
The tears from Mori's eyes fall onto Uni's hand.
Please, I'm begging you.
Please,
She begged so hard. She begged so hard for forgiveness. She begged so hard to see Mihara one last time. She begged so hard to have her message delivered. She begged and begged.
I know what those words mean. They're the words spoken when you desperately want to save someone precious to you. When you want to help them so badly, but you're powerless, and so all you can do is beg, and speak desperate, pleading words. I understand, but I don't want to. I hate that she's like me in this way. I hate that she thinks the same way I do. I can't kill her.
Yuni loosens her grip, and Mori collapses to the ground. Yuni slumps to the ground.
Yumi, I'm sorry. Sorry for putting you through this. For putting you and Mihara in harm's way again.
I know you are.
I still want to save her. She's the first person to ever be kind to me. And I loved it. I don't want to lose her or that feeling no matter what.
I understand.
I know that you feel the same way about Mihara. And yes, despite me knowing that, I'm still making you go out and put yourselves in danger. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being so selfish. But I want to save her. I'm sorry.
I know it all too well. How it feels to know affection for the first time. And how it feels when you lose it. I know that sorrow. That ache. I understand why Mihara wants to help her. To be honest, I also think we should save Siren. That's why I can't find it in myself to despise her fully.
Tears starts flowing from Yuni's mask.
Uni?
But I'm scared. I'm terrified. Terrified of losing Mihara again.
I'm sorry.
Two broken hearts sit together across from one another. Each understands the other more than anyone else ever could. Each feels sorry for the other, and both are afraid of losing what is most precious to them. And so they sit together, and they cry.
Sorry to keep you guys waiting.
And you see, Mihara just walked in with these two just fucking bawling.
Mihara!
Yuni senses strange vibes coming from Mihara.
Huh? What's wrong? Is something on your mind?
Yuni shakes her head.
What are those marks on Mori's neck?
Huh? Oh, nothing. I just bumped into a wall.
On your neck?
Isn't that right, Uni? Isn't that right?
Well, I think something happened. But whatever it was, it seems like you two have resolved it. So, I won't press.
I appreciate it. Anyways, what took you so long? Did something happen?
No, nothing happened. I just found a way to become stronger, that's all.
What do you mean by that?
Excuse me.
Mana opens the door and comes inside.
Oh, wow. We were about to make our way over to you. I appreciate you coming to us.
I think we can skip the small talk. Here.
Mana hands Mori a glass jar containing crystals and batteries.
These are the E2 crystals for the operation.
Okay.
As I mentioned, they absorb electrical energy and are incredibly dangerous. For NIKKEs, even the slightest physical contact with these crystals will cause the body to be corrupted. Do not ever take them out of the jar, under any circumstances. If by any chance you do accidentally come into contact with the crystals, you must immediately shut down the power to that area of your body to prevent it from spreading. Understood?
Got it.
Mihara,
Yes?
everything is riding on this. Failure isn't an option.
I owe you, Mana.
If you want to repay me, come back alive. All of you. I'll be waiting.
We'll come back. No matter what.
The sound of something melting. The sound of something boiling. Ah, fuck. The sound of flowing liquid. Amidst those countless sinister sounds, Little Mermaid opens her eyes. Beyond the thinning bubble lies a crimson ocean, and inside that,
The core!
lies Gluttony's core, staring back at her. Ugh, Jesus. I can't keep doing this! Little Mermaid senses it immediately.
I've been discovered! Gluttony knows I've been hiding the AA pillar from it. The bubble barrier is thinner than before. Probably because I condensed some of the bubbles around the AA pillar. That must have made it easier to detect.
The bubble ignites as it touches the seawater. Droplets rush out to repair the crumbling bubble wall. Silver liquid seeps through the gaps that can't be repaired in time.
You really want to eat this, don't you?
Come on! How could you look so cute while being in such a dire situation? Little Mermaid tightly embraces the encased AA pillar and gazes at Gluttony's core.
Well, you can't have it. I don't care how much you glare at me. I'm not handing it over. I won't let you have it. My bubbles will dissolve the energy, and it will disappear.
Oof. Searing pain courses through Mermaid's entire body, from her fingertips to her toes. At the same time, a bubbling sensation surges from within her.
I'm reaching my limit, and I'm starting to feel the side effects from the bubbles.
Oh no, don't fade away into foam, baby!
For long, my entire body will be turned into liquid metal.
No.
Ew.
As her vision gradually fades, Little Mermaid wonders. If she closes her eyes, how many more times will she be able to open them?
No, not yet. I can't stop now. Not until all this energy is depleted.
Desperately embracing the immense energy to keep it from escaping, Little Mermaid closes her eyes again. This is so nerve-wracking. Mihara and Yuri track Gluttony's movements. Meanwhile, Mori follows behind, not saying a word. Along the way, they encounter rapture after rapture. Time and time again, they take them down, relocate Gluttony's trail, and press forward. It is Mori's first true skirmish with a rapture, entirely unlike her previous encounters with them. In the past, she had only caught glimpses of raptures while fleeing with support squads, but this is something else altogether, and altogether more terrifying. It feels as if the raptures could end her life at any moment with a single attack. Her wounds accumulate and wear her down. So many times she wants to collapse, to run away. She wants nothing more than to dig a hole in the ground and hide. But each time Mori thinks of this, she clenches her teeth and thinks about the two others whom she's dragged into this. She thinks about Yuni's eyes, filled with tears and terrified of losing Mihara, Mihara's relentless effort to grant her wish, of Siren, who had sacrificed herself in order to save everyone, and was now trapped inside Gluttony, facing her imminent doom. Mori thinks about every word Siren had said, every affectionate gesture she had shown to her. As she recalls all of this, Mori rejects her fear. She'd force herself up again, force her feet to move forward. She tightens her grip on her gun, even though she wants to dig, even though she wants to grab a shovel and dig. On and on she runs without any concept of day or night, until finally...
I'm not seeing a trail anymore. Gluttony must be close.
We are just one step away from the place where Little Mermaid is waiting.
We finally found her.
So crazy.
There's a beach here. Yes, this should work nicely.
Is Gluttony here?
Yeah, it should be underground, within a 10-kilometer radius.
10 kilometers? How are we supposed to find it?
How do you think? We need to lure it out.
But how?
By using the beach, for starters. Setting up here will allow us to minimize the amount of raptures that could swarm us.
Then what?
Since Gluttony reacts to strong energy sources, I'd say it stands to reason that's what we have to use to lure it, don't you?
Do we have something that's capable of producing that much energy?
We do. Both of you, listen to me carefully. I'll lure out Gluttony. Uni, once I get it to stop, you need to make sure it doesn't close its mouth. You need to hold it open for as long as you can, however you can, until Mori and Siren are out of there. There's a chance they might not be able to escape through Gluttony's breathing hole. While Uni's doing that, Mori, you need to take the E2 crystals and hop inside its mouth.
Okay.
The main reason Siren refuses to come out is that she intends on sacrificing herself in order to eliminate the energy inside the AA pillar. In other words, if we can't convince Siren to leave of her own accord, we can't save her. That's why your role is the most crucial, Mori. Not only do you have to go back inside Gluttony and plant the E2 crystals onto its core, you also have to meet up with Siren and convince her to come out. You can do it. No, you need to do it. We came here to save a life, not to lose our own.
You're right. I have to do it. I have to save her no matter what. That's why I asked for your help.
Mori looks at Uni and Mihara.
You both are risking your lives for my sake. I won't fail you.
You've become a real trustworthy ally, Mori.
Don't make fun of me when I'm being serious.
All right. Anyway, shall we get started?
Mihara walks forward. Uni urgently grabs Mihara's hand.
Yes, Uni?
Uni shakes her head at Mihara. Though she can't explain why, her instincts are telling her to stop Mihara.
Uni.
Uni shakes her head desperately, pleading for Mihara not to go through with this.
It's okay. I would never leave you behind. We promised each other that we would truly see each other, that we would feel each other's pain, and that we would atone for our sins together. I haven't forgotten that promise, and I intend to keep it.
Uni and Mihara lock eyes.
Trust me, and wait. Failure is not an option.
Uni lets go of Mihara's hand.
Thank you, Uni. I'll be back.
Mihara steps forward again, leaving Uni behind.
Code release. Activate all cores to their limit. Initiate fusion.
Recognition complete. Activate all cores in body to their limit. Error. Reaction error. Fusion unsuccess. Unlock code. Deep.
I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. That's so cool!
Activate all cores in body to their limit. Initiating fusion.
The area near Mihara's core starts to glow red.
Mihara!
Mihara curls up, unable to withstand the pain.
What did you just say?
Mihara?
Put what where?
It's so wrong! Don't say it that way!
Mana, you did receive what I sent, didn't you?
I believe so. Are you talking about this?
Mana points to a palm-sized black box.
That's it. Looks like it arrived safely. I was worried because the elevator wasn't working properly. I suppose sending something small doesn't pose any issues.
I would like you to insert this in my body.
Excuse me?
It's a special gift I prepared for Mihara. to get her stronger much more quickly. Tuck it safe and sound beside her NIKKE core if you would. I would have loved to handle it myself, what with this being the first experiment and all. But as you know, I don't exactly have freedom of movement right now.
I'm still not following.
Mihara was the one who contacted me. Quite eagerly, I must say. She told me she requires additional strength in order to fight gluttony. Given that she couldn't utilize her current body's ability to its fullest, she wanted my help. And to that end, she agreed to become my test subject.
Mihara?
That's why I prepared this little doohickey for her. It's quite risky to be sure, but if you want to enhance a NIKKE's abilities in one go, it's the best option available.
So it's meant to enhance NIKKE's abilities, yet you're having me insert it beside her core separately. Is this a rapture core?
You're familiar with the ins and outs of NIKKE bodies. I'm sure you can insert it next to her current core easily enough, right?
This is incredibly dangerous. If I insert this inside her, the NIKKE core could...
Do you remember your promise from long ago?
Whoa?
You said you would help me the next time I wanted to do something good.
Quote unquote, good.
Well, now's that time. I can't leave the Ark at the moment, and Mihara needs to fortify her strength straight away. That leaves us with you, Mana. You're the only one who can do this.
You call inserting this inside a NIKKE a good thing?
Of course. I'm giving a NIKKE who wants to be stronger the power she deserves. What's more benevolent than that?
But a NIKKE and Rapture Core can't exist together. You of all people should know that a NIKKE's core...
Yes, I know. NIKKE cores have a barrier which prevents them from reacting with other cores. But what if you could break past that barrier?
What? Are you telling me you figured out a way? How?
That's my little secret. If I told you, you might have to get sent somewhere awfully dangerous. You don't want that, do you?
No.
Now then, be a good girl, would you? Don't let your curiosity get the best of you. Don't peek inside the box and just put it inside her, okay?
Understood.
What's this barrier you're both talking about?
NIKKE cores have a safety mechanism, which makes it so they can't react with other cores. Even if it's two NIKKE cores in one body, it prevents them from interacting. It would also prevent Rapture cores from devouring the NIKKE core, and vice versa.
You mean NIKKE and Rapture cores can consume each other?
Yes, a clear example of that is core dust. It can distill a Rapture core down to its essence, and use that to stimulate growth within a NIKKE's own core.
Jien!
Oh dear, there I go again, running my mouth.
What the fuck?
If you knew any more about this, Mihara, you'd never be allowed up on the surface again. So I'll stop there. On the other hand, it's nice knowing the stakes, don't you think?
Of course. It's important to know these things.
Now then, Mihara, once that core is implanted into your body, all the abilities you previously couldn't draw out from your body will fully awaken. If there are no changes after the surgery, then it means your body itself is defective. However, I can quite confidently say that my sister is the best of the best when it comes to building NIKKEs. So I'm sure you'll become much stronger, Mihara. That is, if you can endure the pain. Every prior test subject has died because they couldn't withstand the pain. You, however, said you'd be willing to do anything. So I'm sure you'll be able to endure it, won't you?
Of course.
I can't wait to see how it turns out.
That gleeful fucking giggle. What the fuck? Oh lord. Mihara clenches her teeth. Just as Jien warned, a pain beyond anything imaginable courses through Mihara's body. Her vision repeatedly turns red, fades away, and then comes back.
Warning, system error. Warning, core response error. Warning, core resonance activation. Connecting code. Error. Warning, core type. Match. Error. Warning, barrier. Reactivation required.
A series of warning sounds and error messages blare out.
I know you're not used to a core like this, but you've got to accept it.
Mihara closes her eyes and begins to suppress the sensations surging through her body. Mihara closes her eyes and begins to suppress the sensations surging through her. Inside her body, near her core, is a searing heat like a blazing inferno. The conflagration expands and begins to engulf Mihara's own core.
Warning, barrier. Reactivation required. Warning, barrier. Reactivation required.
Countless warning sounds echo in her head. Mihara's movements, senses, and everything slowly becomes consumed by the fire.
If this continues, my body will...
Mihara's body begins glowing even redder. The inside of her core boils like a massive fireball, a volcano on the verge of eruption. As it rages on, her consciousness drifts further and further away. It's then that Mihara realizes, the moment she is completely consumed by the flames, she, as she knows herself, would cease to exist. Yuni! From somewhere she can't see, someone is screaming. A familiar voice cries out in agony. It screams, imploring her not to leave her behind again. Who is it? Who's calling me? Yuni and Mihara locks eyes. Yuni's eyes tremble with fear, terrified of losing Mihara once again. Her eyes beg Mihara to keep her promise. Mihara can't let those eyes be filled with despair again. Mihara bites down her cheek. Harder. The sharp pain in her mouth pulls Mihara back to life.
Me. Don't worry. I'll accept it all. The pain. The sorrow. The desperation. All of it. I'll take it all in. I will never abandon you. This time. No matter what. I will bring you back on the right path. If we die together. And if we live together. I will claim this power as my own. In order to protect our bond. No matter how great the pain. I'll do this so that no one will ever take you away from me again.
Light begins to radiate from Mihara's body.
Mihara?
Oh, that's so cool! A purplish light, dark enough almost to be black, bursts forth from Mihara's core, and chain-like patterns of the same color spread all over her body. Mihara recognizes the change in her body. She now realizes how to awaken the sensations contained within all living beings. No matter how much larger her target is, no matter how overwhelmingly powerful they are, or how much pain they can endure, none of it matters anymore. So long as her foes are alive and connected to her via these chains on her body, she knows that she can now feel their pain as well. She can endure any amount of suffering they inflict upon her. Of that she's certain.
Such power! My arms could be ripped off. My entire body could be smashed to a pulp. And I would enjoy it.
Oh!
There's no limit to the pain that I can now endure. How thrilling. Oh, the fun I'm going to have.
Oh gee. With the clinking sound of chain links, the pattern on her body fade and then disappear into her skin.
In order to establish a connection with these chains,
Mihara lifts the pendulum attached to the end of her whip.
all I have to do is stab the enemy with this, Suen was right. If this is the kind of ability she originally envisioned, then the sensory exchange I was capable of before could only be considered a failure.
Mihara looks at Uni and Mori, who are watching her anxiously.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I've never felt this powerful in my life. Almost omnipotent, and considering how much energy I just released, it's bound to come calling. Everyone, back up.
Gluttony emerges from the ground.
Gluttony!
Now that our guest has accepted my invitation, let's go, Uni.
Mihara steps forward, resembling a female prison warden about to weave a massive prison for her prey.
Let the hunt begin.
Mihara swings her whip towards Gluttony. Sensing the threat, Gluttony attempts to retreat downward.
Sorry to tell you this, but you're not going anywhere.
Mihara lunges forward, striking at Gluttony with the pendulum. Gluttony twists its body and blocks the blade with its teeth.
Darn, it's good at sensing danger. Maybe it knows instinctively that a hit from this is bad news.
Mihara steps back and swings the pendulum towards Gluttony once more.
Mihara, watch out for the tentacles!
Gluttony extends its tentacles towards Mihara. Uni grabs the tentacles. Gluttony's tentacles wreath as if trying. Gluttony's tentacles wreath as if trying to escape Uni's grip, but she clenches the squirming bundle of feelers tightly and refuses to let go.
Uni,
Can you just not puncture that? With a thundering roar, a shower of splinters bursts from Gluttony's body.
Everyone, duck!
Mori fires her weapon at the shards hurling towards Mihara and Uni. Some fragments that she wasn't able to shoot down fall to the ground.
wow, your shooting is really improved, Mori.
I still missed a few, so don't get too comfortable.
Thankfully, it's too busy digesting something to spew out that silver liquid. In that case, we've got a chance.
Mihara tightens her grip on her whip and charges forward. Mihara dodges the gaping maw attempting to swallow her and drives the pendulum into Gluttony.
Now then.
Dark purple chain-like patterns begin to etch themselves onto Gluttony's body, accompanied by a cold metallic sound. At the same time, similar patterns appear on Mihara's body.
Now that our chains are connected, why don't we swap our senses?
The chain patterns engraved on Gluttony and Mihara's bodies glow a lambent purple, and the sound of chains tightening fills the air.
I can feel it. So this is what you're feeling. You really do have so much inside you than you've never felt. The sensation of your own cheek being bitten down on, have you? Would you like me to show you? Let's enjoy this pain together.
Mihara opens wide and bites down on the inside of her mouth. Gluttony convulses as if in unbearable pain.
You're so spirited now. Why don't we enjoy a little more?
Gluttony trembles violently, its teeth clattering from the agony.
My goodness. I didn't expect the pain to be so bad that you'd try to close your mouth. We can't have that. Otherwise Mori won't be able to pass through. Uni?
Uni lets go of the tentacles and quickly dashes forward. She pries open the struggling Gluttony's mouth and forces her body inside. While bearing the weight of its descending fangs, she keeps its jaw forcibly open.
Uni!
Gluttony continues to spasm in pain. Uni uses every ounce of her strength to keep the creature's mouth open as the crushing weight of the razor-sharp teeth bears down on her.
No! Your body can't handle the stress! You're incredible, Uni.
Uni.
Mori, you have exactly 30 minutes. Not a second more. After that, my sensory exchange will be severed. You've got to convince Siren before then.
30 minutes? That's all I have?
Can you do it?
Yes, I can do this.
Then go. Go and rescue Siren.
Okay.
Mori looks at Uni, who seems to be calling to her. Uni and Mori locks eyes.
I can't believe it. Did she just wish you good luck?
I think so. Thank you, Uni. I'll rescue Siren if it's the last thing I do.
Mori looks ahead, towards the black chasm. That is Gluttony's gaping maw. Meanwhile, Uni desperately continues to keep the jaws open. Mori hurls herself towards the creature's mouth, and the black abyss slowly draws closer to her. Suddenly, something falls at her feet. A compass and a map that guide the way to the Ark. A first aid kit to heal her wounds. Chocolate bar to keep her hunger at bay. A field shovel that has saved her skin more than once at critical moments. Everything that has kept her alive until now falls to the ground, and the reality she has been determined to avoid comes rushing at her head on. Along with it, the fear of death comes crashing in.
No.
Somewhere deep inside her, a voice screams for her to stop. A part of her wants to stop right there and cry out that she can't do this. This is clearly insane, like a suicide mission. What if Siren is already dead? What if she never realizes Mori is coming to save her? What if there's still even the tiniest bit of silver liquid left in Gluttony's throat? Or if Uni can't hold on any longer and the mouth closes? What if Mihara collapses and no longer restrain Gluttony?
No.
She'll die. She'll die in the most excruciating way. The life she's fought so hard to hold onto will crumble away in an instant. Just like how the shovel fell to the ground. So will she go plummeting into death's cold embrace.
No!
Even so, she has to run. She must. There are people out there who have risked their lives for her. It's time for her to repay the affection she's been given. She's here to save the person who reached out and gave her a reason to live. She has to go to her. Mori ignores the fallen remnants of her life, summons her strength, and pushes off the ground with all her might. She sends herself hurling forward,
Siren!
hurling towards the lifeless abyss. There is a massive tremor, and the Crimson Sea begins to surge violently.
That sound!
Little Mermaid lifts her head and gazes above.
Gluttony is shaking?
Little Mermaid closes her eyes and focuses on the sounds Gluttony is making. Deep vibrations reverberate throughout Gluttony's body as it tries to move. Meanwhile, all the liquid inside it churns violently.
It's as if it's fighting against something. But what?
Little Mermaid focuses even more, listening intently to the noises coming from outside. The sound of something being pierced into Gluttony's body. The agonizing cries of Gluttony as it writhes in pain.
Something is hurting it.
The sound of something blocking Gluttony's mouth. The Sound of footsteps.
Someone's running this way?
Siren!
Ah!
Little Mermaid looks up. Through the gap of Gluttony's open mouth, light pours in. And within the light, Mori is there.
Mori!
Little Mermaid frantically raises her hand.
I need to save her!
The bubble stretches from Little Mermaid's fingertips and wraps around Mori. Shortly after, the bubble lands on the tree.
Mori!
I really thought I was gonna die.
What are you doing here again?
Hold on.
Mori hurriedly digs through her belongings. Inside the glass bottle, the E2 crystals and battery remain intact.
Thank goodness. I got it through safely.
Mori?
Siren,
Mori grabs Little Mermaid's arm.
let's get out of here.
Oh.
Let's get out of this place, Siren. Mihara and Uni are waiting for us outside. They're keeping Gluttony from moving. We need to leave at once.
I can't! I must ensure the AA Pillar's energy is completely depleted!
You can do that outside. You just need to take it with you so that Gluttony can't consume it.
That's impossible! Gluttony is instinctively drawn to substantial energy sources. Even if we take it outside, Gluttony won't stop chasing it until it's consumed once more. If it does swallow it and ends up digesting it, there'll be no going back.
Then we have to take out Gluttony.
I'm sorry. I can't go up against Gluttony now. Not with my powers weakened as they are.
Look, we can use this.
Mori holds out the glass ball and shows it to Little Mermaid.
What is that?
This thing absorbs electrical energy. If we can lodge it into Gluttony's core, we might be able to stop it.
Oh, how does it work?
I honestly don't really understand the mechanics, but Mana, a researcher from MMR, said that if this comes into contact with Gluttony's core, it'll expand and absorb all of Gluttony's energy until it ceases to be.
But doesn't that mean it would also be dangerous for us NIKKEs?
Yes, but Mana said it'll be fine as long as it's contained somehow, like in this glass bottle. They were originally intending to use the AA pillar to eliminate the crystals, but then Gluttony swallowed it and threw a wrench in the works.
So that's what the AA pillar was doing here in the first place.
I don't pretend to know all the details, but if we inject this into Gluttony's core, we can stop it. So let's be done with this and get the hell out of here.
Little Mermaid takes a glass ball from Mori.
Siren?
Mori,
Yes?
you came back to this hellish place to give me this?
Yes.
Thank you, Mori, and I'm sorry.
God, you're gonna do it yourself, aren't you? Little Mermaid gently removes Mori's hands from her arm.
I'm not leaving this place.
What?
I will use this to defeat Gluttony, but first, you must leave.
No, I'm not leaving without you.
I might not be able to hit Gluttony's core on the first try. Even if I do manage to insert it into the core, it might not have the effect that we expect. Someone has to stay behind and keep watch.
Then we'll both stay.
We don't know how dangerous these crystals are, or what effects they will have on the bubbles, or NIKKEs. If things go wrong, we could both end up dead.
And we'll die together.
Mori!
Don't even think about using your kotodama on me. No matter how many times you send me out, I'll find a way to crawl back in.
Mori, don't do this.
No, you stop this. Don't throw your life away just because there's a tiny chance things might not go as planned. If there's even the slightest possibility, you need to cling to it. Stay alive.
Mori!
I know that I can't be of any help here. I'm not a goddess of victory like you. And even getting Gluttony to swallow me was a struggle. I can't even shoot well enough to block all the debris flying at me and my friends. There's no way I can lodge these crystals into Gluttony's core either. Not with my pathetic strength. I'm just a useless Nikke with nothing but this body. An incompetent member of the incubator squad who's about to be scrapped. I can't make a single impact in this filthy, cruel world. I know that, but
Mori stares straight at Little Mermaid with tear-filled eyes.
I want to save you! I want to do that much, at least. You told me to live, that you were glad I was born. You saved my life. I want to see a world where you can be happy. So live. Show me that it's possible. Prove to me that the world is a kind and beautiful place. That as long as you keep living, someday happiness will come.
Mori...
Prove to me that kindness should be repaid with kindness. That this is how we can find happiness. That good people will be rewarded someday. You're the only person who's ever celebrated my existence. You're the one and only true goddess of victory.
Goddess of victory.
I don't want to live in a world where you're not around. I'll lose all semblance of hope. How could I go on living in a world where no one celebrates my being there? So live for me. Even if there's one small chance at survival, cling to it and seize victory. Stay alive and keep surviving. Save me.
Mori extends her hand towards Little Mermaid.
My goddess of victory!
Little Mermaid looks at Mori's outstretched hand, and then into her eyes, which stare straight back at her. They're the eyes of someone who truly believes in her. Her eyes filled with unwavering faith. Eyes that seems utterly unbreakable. In those eyes, Little Mermaid can see herself, Mori's goddess of victory. Finally, something dawns upon Little Mermaid. She recalls how, so many years ago, her friends had offered her hand in front of the lift, and the vow they made that day.
But the story isn't over yet. I must continue writing it, not just for myself, but for all of you as well.
Did we step into the lift that day expecting to succeed? No, we never tried to predict our success. Instead, we simply carried out our mission, which was to rewrite our story.
I promise that the story we'll write from now on won't be one of failure, but one with a happy ending.
To reach a happy ending.
Come, let's write our story.
We risk our lives to become the goddess of victory who will never fail again. Little Mermaid looks again at the hand extended towards her. Every time she wavered and wanted to run away, her friend's unshakable faith guided her. And now, once more, that hand is reaching out to her.
You're right. I can't give up. If there's even the slightest chance of us being able to rewrite our story, I have to take it.
Little Mermaid grabs Mori's hand.
I will survive. I will become the indomitable goddess of victory.
Yes, that's it.
Together, we'll survive and forge our own happy ending.
Yes!
Oof. Okay.
Looks like you finally calmed down a bit.
Gluttony seems to be consumed by pain, its body shaking violently and stiffening.
Even a big old rapture like you has its limits when it comes to pain, huh?
Uni's arms, which have been holding Gluttony's mouth open, begin to creak.
Uni. It's exerting a lot of force, isn't it?
Uni nods her head.
Shall I help you lift this?
Uni shakes her head.
You can handle it? You're incredible, Uni. I know it must be tough, but you're holding up well.
Uni looks at her creaking arms. The force is immense, but she can't let go. Because the moment she does, 2 lives will be in danger. Uni suddenly feels as if the weight pressing down on her is that of 2 lives. And then she remembers the way she frivolously threw words around when taking countless lives. If she were to bear the weight of all the lives lost to her thoughtless words back then, just how heavy could it be? That instant, Uni feels the unbearable weight of her sins. She now realizes the full weight of that promise she made them. The promise that she would do anything. The greater her realization, the greater the weight of her sins upon her shoulders. It crushes her, suffocates her. Uni looks at Mihara.
It's okay. You're not alone. I'm here to bear the burden with you. That's why I gain this strength. So, let's save them. Let's rescue those who see our presence as a gift. The ones who consider us friends. If we keep saving them all, one by one, maybe someday, we'll be able to find the path to redemption. I'll be right there with you, Uni, until we reach the end of that path, so don't be afraid. Anyway, I wonder if Mori managed to convince Siren. What's with all this shaking?
From inside Gluttony's mouth, 2 small bubbles pop out.
Bubbles?
The 2 tiny bubbles float towards Uni and Mihara's ears and whisper,
Uni! Mihara!
Siren?
Get back!
Uni!
Mihara quickly puts out the pendulum and retreats along with Uni, just as they made their escape. Massive water bubbles shot out from Gluttony's mouth.
Wow!
Ooh! The bubble plunges into the ocean, and then,
Uni, get down!
as Mihara pulls Uni down, silver liquid pours out from the sky.
Don't worry.
Mihara opens her eyes. A massive purple bubble spreads out above Uni and Mihara like an umbrella, shielding them from the silver rain. At the center stands Little Mermaid and Mori.
I won't let anything hurt you. Ever.
Siren.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
A few minutes earlier,
Siren,
Oh?
do I really have to fire this thing?
Uh-huh.
Mori nervously looks at the bubble gun in her hand.
Let me make sure I've got this right. The bubble bullet containing the crystals is loaded in here. And once I pull the trigger, it'll fly straight towards the core, right?
Uh-huh. And while you do that, I'll send this entire space up to the surface. That way, we can protect ourselves from any unforeseen dangers the crystals might pose.
You're going to bring up this entire area?
That's why I need your help. The moment I make this space float, that's when you fire that gun. That way, the bullet will hit the core at the same time we surface.
But what if I mess up? What if I miss the core?
It's okay. The bullet will find its mark. I guarantee it.
In other words, even if I miss, you'll use your kotodama to make sure it lands where it should.
Uh-huh.
All right then.
Mori positions herself under the bubble tree, where she has the clearest view of Gluttony's core.
I'm ready. Let me know when I need to shoot.
Uh-huh. All right then.
Little Mermaid closes her eyes and gives a command to every bubble in the surrounding area.
All together now. Let's rise to the surface.
With a powerful tremor, the space encased in bubbles begin to float.
Mori, now!
Mori locks her eyes onto Gluttony's floating red core.
Here goes nothing.
She pulls the trigger. The bullet ejects from the bubble gun, pierces through the bubble wall, and heads straight for Gluttony's core.
Siren!
Hit your mark.
Ooh.
I thought I was gonna die back there.
Mori collapses onto the ground.
What about the crystals?
We made sure it hit Gluttony's core. We saw it start to expand.
The formerly paralyzed Gluttony starts to slowly lurch about.
I guess that wasn't quite enough to do the trick.
Yes, but it looks like it had no effect.
That's the opposite. Little Mermaid points to Gluttony's mouth. Jesus Christ! Inside its gaping maw, Countless crystals continually form and dissolve into the silver liquid.
Looks like it chowed down on those crystals, all right.
Uh-huh. We must eliminate gluttony once and for all before the silver liquid completely dissolves the crystals. So, I'd like to ask, will you fight by my side?
Little Mermaid turns around.
As if you had to ask.
Huh?
Of course we're with you. That's why we came here.
Yeah. Don't be silly and ask such an obvious question. I already told you. We're all coming back alive.
Little Mermaid is surrounded by friends who risk their lives to save her. Friends who are unbreakable.
You're right! We're all making it out of here alive. Let's win this together!
All right.
Encounter!
I will take this moment to actually play. I'm gonna actually play the battle sequence. Alright? I have saved this battle sequence for this entire moment. For this very specific moment.
Knowing that what's by my side is unbreakable fills me with such joy!
It is in hard mode, yes, but so that the battle sequence will be flawlessly incorporated. Let's go, battle gluttony.
Tell me the story of victory!
Looking forward to this. I'll be with you until the very end.
Harder. Just a bit harder.
Now is the time of true beauty.
Not quite enough. Why don't we continue for a little while longer?
Gluttony roars at the ground.
Doesn't this thing ever get tired? It's taken one heck of a beating, and it's still making such intense vibrations.
The core is certainly holding up better than we expected. It isn't breaking apart like we thought it would.
Cool.
Maybe the core has gotten weak, and there's not enough energy reaching the crystals.
If only we could throw some kind of bait to make the core expand and the crystals grow larger.
Bait!
She's gonna use the AAs.
I've got just the thing!
What? Oh, you mean the AA pillar?
Oh, right. I totally forgot about that thing.
Since it's already been melted by the silver liquid, it should be absorbed quickly.
If we feed that to the core, the crystals should grow much larger.
Uh-huh.
Well then, let's get this thing to open wide, so you can feed it a little treat.
Let's go.
Mori fires a barrage of bullets at Gluttony's battered body. Its tentacles try to burrow into the ground to avoid the bullets. But Uni grabs hold of them, preventing the beast from retreating underground.
Nice going, Uni.
Mihara swings her whip towards Gluttony and lodges the pendulum firmly into its body. Gluttony spews silver liquid into the air.
Watch out!
Spread out!
As Little Mermaid whispers, an array of bubbles expands and shields the group.
Don't you dare go around spewing such dangerous stuff.
Chain patterns appear in Mihara and Gluttony's body and begins to glow.
Shall we have another go at it together?
Mihara bites down the inside of her cheek. For a brief moment, Gluttony freezes, as if unable to withstand the pain.
Siren!
Oh! You want this pillar so badly? Come and get it!
As Little Mermaid stretches her arms, ooh, that is pretty! Bubbles. Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so cool! Bubbles brimming with the AA pillar's energy blooms in the air.
Everyone, step back!
Okay,
Alright,
Mihara yanks out the pendulum. In a desperate fit, Gluttony opens its mouth wide and lunges towards Little Mermaid, its colossal body scraping against the ground.
You want food?
Little Mermaid swings her hand, and the bubbles all fly towards Gluttony's core.
Then chew on this!
The silver liquid within the bubble seeps into Gluttony's core. Then, the E2 crystals absorb the energy surging forth from the core, causing them to rapidly expand.
Break apart!
At last, Gluttony's core shatters. Gluttony collapses to the ground. The crystals that fill its mouth shatter as well.
it's finally
Oh fuck. The underground vibrations grow fainter.
What's that?
I think it's Gluttony's main body.
Oh yeah, it's just a mouth.
Wait, you're telling me there's more to this thing?
no wonder I sensed something more when I exchanged senses with it. That must have been the connection to its main body.
You're right. When I was inside its throat, I used the bubbles to investigate. Gluttony consists of one massive main body with multiple mouths attached to it.
Oh my fucking god. If the core is by the mouth, do you mean that there's so much more mouths in there and so much more cores?
The place where I was staying was inside the throat of one of those mouth organs.
So, the core we just destroyed is the core of that mouth?
I'm afraid so.
So that's why you kept saying we were inside its throat and not its stomach.
Uh-huh.
That's some rapture.
How can you still laugh at a time like this? What are we gonna do if that thing comes back?
It won't. Judging by how faint those sounds are, it seems to have run away.
So it severed one of its mouths and fled?
Uh-huh. It most likely ran away because its main body was about to be swallowed by the crystal.
Nice to know we had it against the ropes, considering how it ran off with its tail tucked between its legs. I doubt it will be back anytime soon. It knows that this place is filled with his worst nightmare.
So what then? Did we win?
Yes, we did. We won.
We won! We won!
Mori collapses to the ground. Uni also collapses.
Good job, everyone!
Siren, how does it feel to be back in the great outdoors after so long?
Oh, well...
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I guess it has been a long time for you.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Little Mermaid looks up at the sky. Instead of the familiar underwater scenery, a real sky comes into view.
Wow, the sun is rising.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Beyond the horizon, the sun slowly ascends, bathing the surroundings in a golden light.
It's breathtaking. The world is so beautiful.
You bet it is.
Oh, Mihara, Uni, Mori.
Tears flow from Little Mermaid's eyes.
Thank you for saving me.
Aww.
Siren.
What are you crying for?
Because I'm so thankful. I never thought I'd be able to see the sun again. To be able to set my feet on solid ground. Breathe in fresh air. I didn't even dare dream of it.
Siren.
Thank you for saving me. For not giving up on me. For extending your hands out to me.
Oh man, don't you cry. If you do, I'll start crying too.
Oh.
Aww. Mori covers her face with her hands.
Don't cry, Mori!
Don't you start laughing! Do you have any idea how worried I was? Don't you ever do that again! No more heroic sacrifices or any of that nonsense! Never again! You hear me?
Yes, okay.
Before the dazzling golden sunrise, a flustered little mermaid consoles Mori, who is wiping away tears. Aww! Meanwhile, Uni simply gazes at the moving scene before her.
Uni,
Aww!
how are you feeling? How does it feel saving someone for the first time?
Uni looks at her battered arms, then at Mori and Little Mermaid, who are laughing together.
Feels good? If you feel good, then so do I. You did great, Uni. Alright, you two. That's enough moving around now. That girl. Isn't that one of your bubbles, Siren?
Oh?
Everyone looks the direction Mihara is pointing. And sees a girl with long pigtails made of purplish bubbles.
Those are the bubbles I sent to find Cinderella!
Little Mermaid reaches out towards the girl. But the bubbles disperse and eventually dissipate.
What's she doing here?
Siren! Over there! Look!
Mori points behind Little Mermaid. No way!
Over there!
Siren? Cinderella?
Well, what are you waiting for?
Our voices soar together, carving stems, hand in hand, chains
Is it really you? It's warm. Cinderella! Cinderella! I missed you, Siren.
Tears?
Siren, it's Eve. Oh, Eve?
Siren. It's a good thing you decided to stay alive, huh?
I'll be by your side.
Damn! Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. After the emotional reunion, Little Mermaid took everyone to the real ocean in a bubble.
It's beautiful. Is this a place you created?
Amazing.
Cinderella engraved stares at the bubble tree.
Wow. I never thought I'd be able to visit the ocean depths.
It's certainly easier on the eyes than inside Gluttony's throat. Is this all made from bubbles?
Oh, it's because of Abe that I'm capable of all this.
The past me?
Oh,
I wonder how it was made. Do you mind if I look into it?
oh, I'll tell you everything I know. Conduct as much research as you like.
Thank you.
Do you want to visit the bubble workshop? Or would you rather go back to the bubbles?
No, it's okay.
They're both so beautiful.
Mori looks at Little Mermaid's face and explains to Cinderella in gray what she sees.
Look at her. She can't even conceal her joy. How could she have thought of dying inside gluttony without meeting anyone? When she's that happy.
Are you jealous?
That's not it!
Uni also thinks you're jealous.
I said no. It's just... it's nice to see her happy. That's all.
Wow, Mori. I've never heard you speak so frankly.
Huh? What are you talking about? I know how to say things like this, you know.
Of course I know.
Good grief.
I'm right there with you, Mori. I'm glad that Siren is happy too.
Anyway, how long are you guys going to be staying here?
Until we have a chance to catch our breath, I suppose.
And how long is that?
I'd say a week at most. I contacted Mana and told her everything was resolved. But I still need to meet with her and give a full report on what we learned here. And there's also someone else I have to report to about my body.
Oh my god, you signed a deal with the devil.
I see. I guess that's when I'll head out as well.
Where will you go?
Where else, you goof? The Ark. That reminds me. I have you to thank for me not getting scrapped. Thank you, Mihara.
You heard about that?
Yes. I got a message from a certain someone. She congratulated me on the mission being a resounding success.
Jian.
You've done me a huge favor, Mihara. I'll be sure to pay you back someday. At any rate, I'll be stuck in the Ark doing whatever comes my way, but I'll find a way, somehow, to pay you back.
I appreciate the thought, Mori, but I don't think you're going to be at the Ark.
What?
Never mind. Now then, what do you say we start properly enjoying our vacation?
Good point. Who knows when we'll get another chance like this? We need to take it all in.
Mori gazes beyond the bubbles, into the ocean where the golden sunlight is shining down.
We mustn't forget that beautiful places like this exist.
Launched within the sea, so beautiful that it feels torn from a fairy tale. New friends introduce themselves to one another. Meanwhile, old friends reminisce about the past, memories, share stories of their time apart, and laugh together. Together, they write the first page of a new...
I suppose. It's time for us to all part ways.
Mihara? Uni? Thank you for everything.
Brave is right here! Can't she do a checkup on Uni? Hello?
If there ever comes a day when you need help, I'll come running.
We should be the ones thanking you. I hope we can see each other again someday.
I'm sure we will. So long as we want to see each other. I know that. We'll meet once again. Definitely.
Yes, let's meet again someday.
Yes!
Hey, what's the big idea? Why do you keep leaving me out of your goodbyes? It's kinda hard not to take it personally. I'm leaving too. From now on, don't ever part from your friends. Live together with them, and be well. Don't foolishly try to throw your life away to save someone. Not everyone is like you. Be a little more cautious, okay?
Oh?
Don't just stand there. Say something.
Where are you going?
The Ark. Where else?
Why?
What do you mean by why? It's the only place I have left to go.
Weren't you coming with me?
What?
Oh.
You said it while we were both trapped inside gluttony. That we'd both make it out of there alive and write a happy ending together. Don't you remember?
Aww.
I remember. I just thought you were talking about getting out of that rapture.
You don't want to stay with me anymore?
Aww.
What? No! Of course I want to stay with you. Are you sure that'd be okay?
Oh?
You've seen for yourself how useless I am in battle. All I'm good for is digging holes in the ground.
It's okay.
I barely have any survival skills either. I don't really have anything that I'm good at.
I'm fine with that.
I don't know the first thing about what it means to travel on the surface. I'll only drag you down. Are you sure you're okay with that?
Oh.
You might be okay with it, but what about your friends?
It doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, you became one of us the moment you risked your life to save Siren.
If Cinderella is okay with it, so am I.
You guys.
It's okay, Mori. Really. I've gotten to know you quite well. You're thoughtful, smart, brave, and you're also my friend. So I'll take your advice to heart. From now on, I won't live recklessly and put my life in jeopardy.
Look sharper in
I'll
there.
make sure my story has a happy ending.
Little Mermaid reaches out her hand to Mori.
Mori, will you stay with me?
Mori also reaches out and holds Little Mermaid's hand.
I will. I'd love to. I'd be honored to go with you guys. Are you really sure that's okay?
Of course.
You're part of the team. Let's go together.
Oh.
Thank you.
Well, that worked out quite well, Mori.
Mihara? Uni?
I told you that you wouldn't be going back to the Ark, didn't I?
Guess you were right.
Well, put her there.
Mihara extends her hand.
Huh?
Mori grasps Mihara's hand.
I don't mind shaking your hand, but I meant to ask you for your phone again.
My phone? Why?
You're not going back to the Ark and choosing instead to travel with the Pilgrims. In other words, you're deserting the Ark. You need to get rid of anything that could be used to track your location.
You're right.
Mori fumbles for her phone, then hands it over to Mihara.
Thank you, Mihara.
Don't mention it. Take care of yourself, and make sure you're getting along with Siren out there. We'll meet again.
Yes, we will. I'm sure of it.
Uni and Mihara turns around and walk towards the Ark. Little Mermaid and Mori watch their figures grow smaller and smaller until they disappear against the horizon. All the while wishing and hoping they'll meet again someday.
Well, we ought to get going as well. Before we go back to Prince, I'd like to meet up with Hansel and Gretel if possible. Siren?
Oh?
Do you know where Hansel and Gretel are?
Well...
What's wrong? Did something happen to them?
If you're intent on fighting alongside Hansel and Gretel, then perhaps it might be better not to go looking for them.
What? What do you mean?
Hansel and Gretel are no longer on humanity's side.
They're literally heretics. That can't be you. That can't be you. I know people have said that they're very... There's a lot of similarities, but it can't be you. There is no way that that's you. Right? No way. No. No, no, no. What the fuck? You can't... You just left it like that? A cliffhanger of an ending. Oh my gosh. What happens? God, there's so much. But at least we have Little Mermaid out. Reunited with Brave and Cinderella. So that's good. I can't believe that Mori would be traveling with them. Yeah. Well, that's a thing that we will have to worry in the future. Whew, that's this event, as usual. I mean, as usual, as NIKKE's story has a lot of ups and downs, and I'm like, God. I'm afraid, though, about what it means for Mihara. Now that she's signed a deal with Jian, I'm deadly afraid. And if Siwen could do anything about it, if she would comment about it even, or would she care at all? God. Anyways, I guess that's it for Unbreakable Spear. Oh goodness. God damn. Alright.